was maybe 4 or 5 years old, at some point I had access to a piano. We didn't have one yet, but my mother realized that I kind of had an aptitude, so she got me into lessons. And the woman that taught me until I was 17 years old. So it was classical music background. She was almost like a second mother to me. So I left my corporate job at Newsweek and I moved to Madrid to become a musician. I stayed there for 4 years. It was an incredible place. I played in rock bands, I played in Spanish bands, and later in jazz bands. I continued with my jazz work, but when my father passed away, and this was a little over 20 years now, probably 23 years ago, I thought I should do something. I really want to do something more meaningful. And this is where I found my congregational home. So 20 years later, here I am.
My journey is very different. I never thought that I would be a professional musician. I knew I loved to sing. My parents liked to tell the story of how they went to get me up from a nap and I was standing up in my crib singing along to a Beethoven symphony that was playing in the other room. I was not that kind of prodigy, really, but that is the story they tell. I always sang in choruses in school. So I was very fortunate. I studied 3 out of my 4 years in college at Eastman, and my junior year I got to study with a wonderful teacher who also happens to be a world-class opera singer, Renee Fleming. I thought that I was going to be an editor, but my Judaism was important to me and singing was important to me, and I realized that it was a way of combining singing with Judaism in a way that had never occurred to me.
Yeah, we went to a conference in Cincinnati. We were walking up a hill, coming back to the conference from an ice cream shop.
Which is interesting because I remember walking down the hill toward the ice cream shop.
Okay. And I think that you said something to me. In talking, we realized that we had known each other since we were maybe 8 or 9 years old. We were in the same cabin together at Camp Natticook, which was an unaffiliated Jewish summer camp in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really meaningful to me is to be able to bring a musical element to our Shiva gatherings, because that's a moment when at least I really feel like I'm of service. I'm sure we all do.
And I love working with the students and having a very different rapport with them one-on-one than I would in a classroom.
I've always felt very strongly that I want everyone who walks through these doors to feel like they belong. Not just that they're welcome, but that they belong here.
And I think in terms of why I still do it and why I still love what I do, part of it is that I think we're really lucky in the cohesiveness that we have here. And in terms of why I do what I do, I love being able to look out at people and engage them. You know, whether it's as a whole or whether it's one-on-one, making eye contact briefly.
It's also extremely meaningful to me when people come up to me and say, your music really touched me. It went straight to my heart. Or when I look out at the congregation, sometimes I see people dancing, sometimes I see people smiling, sometimes I see people crying. All of those things are part of the experience. And that tells me that the music is important because it cuts through all of the intellectual parts of praying and goes straight to the heart.
Each one of us must start to hear.